bye week, huge win over USC. We got Pitt this week. How important is that bye week as far as regrouping after that brutal stretch? I mean, 4 road game, big time college game day, et cetera, rivalry, night games. What's your take on it, Coach?
Yeah, I think it's critical for them. They play the week 0 game in Dublin, come right back, play the next week, have the stretch that you're talking about, these night games against ranked teams. So it's been a tough stretch for them. And obviously getting the big win over USC, they really stepped up against a challenging opponent and played the way they needed to play. And then afterwards, you just take that deep breath and you say, okay, and that's coaches, players, staff members, trainers, everybody who's involved. You get a chance to take a breath, and it's refresh, it's reset, it's reload. That's how you have to look at it. So get away from a little bit, just getting your mind and your body freshened up. But then you have to have the mentality of reloading as you come back into the next week. And they have a good challenge this week against Pitt. They haven't played great this year. They did step up and beat Louisville, the team that Notre Dame lost to. So you have to have a healthy respect for them as you would for any opponent. But this is a game that Notre Dame should win, and they just have to go play the way they're capable of playing.
So let's talk about bye week as far as how you would schedule it as a coach. Because, there are times when you think, okay, I want you to take some time away versus I want you around. Do you let them go to Chicago for the weekend? What's your take on the limits of bye weeks for these college kids versus the NFL?
I think the biggest thing is to let them get their mind and spirit and their bodies right. So that's line one. If anybody has any sort of a nagging injury, hey, it's less about being out on the practice field. It's more about being in the training room and making sure that you come back and you're healthy as you come out of this thing. So I also think it's a good opportunity for the younger players to get some reps in practice. You get a chance to develop guys. They haven't gotten the first team reps, put them in some competitive situations. The guys who haven't played very much. And then you give the veteran guys, the guys who have played more, you give them a chance to just kind of maybe do less. And, if you're going to practice 2 at the most 3 times, I think you have some things that you want to focus on. Hey, we got to get better on third down. We got to get better in the red zone. We got to get better at this or that. And you target those areas. And it has to be a thoughtful approach by the coaches to make sure you're healing guys up, you're developing the young guys, and then with the other guys, you're making sure that there's a focus where you can improve. But you don't want to come out of the bye week where you're tired or fatigued in any way. You want to come out of it where you're refreshed and recharged. And we used to always use the term reload. Now it's time to reload and hopefully get your mind right to go play your best football against Pitt.
This is one of 2 bye weeks for Notre Dame this season. I'm curious though, because with Louisville, there was a moment where, and your words stood out to me. You said it was an aberration, right? And then USC, I was like, okay, well, how are they going to respond offensively, Notre Dame? And when you have short fields and special team plays, it's pretty easy to put up those kind of numbers. How can the offense kind of get back on track using that bye week and using the USC performance to do something against Pitt's defense?
Yeah, I think it's a confidence builder. And you said it's a short field, but they took advantage of it. It's not like they said, hey, it's a short field, we're going to kick another field goal. We're going to kick another field goal. They had these opportunities, they went in and cashed in on them. And that can really affect the opponent, right? It can give the opponent a lift if in a sudden change situation, they make a stop and hold you to a field goal, but they cashed them in. And I think the balance between running the football with Estime and then, Sam playing off of that, the play action game, you take a shot to Tyree. I just thought there was a good mix in the plan. Jared Parker did a really good job situationally helping them cash in the red zone. But then later in the game, the balance between run and pass and then giving yourself a chance to make a play down the field, I thought that was really good. So if you're an offensive player or coach, you come out of that game saying, sure, the defense, really gave us a great chance to win that game, but we took advantage of our opportunities and certainly something to build on. And I just think stay the course, having that balance, making sure, Audric Estime is the featured player. Everything comes off of that. the offensive line controls the line of scrimmage. He gets going in the running game, and then all of a sudden the environment for Sam Hartman and those receivers to play in is a lot better.
I know that's not a popular opinion since I'm a receiver, or used to be by trade, but I love that old school football. Just run the football. I love how you say, well, just run the ball. Everything else opens up.
Yeah, and you know better than anybody. When you do that, all of a sudden you're a receiver out there, and there's one guy out there with you. Safety's in the middle. It's one-on-one. It's like, hey, we're at practice. I can beat this guy in that route.
Running on air.
Yeah, if you can create that environment for receivers, I think they love it.